let's talk about the recent action. And I'm also, of course, it caught my attention, the comments from FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried in the FT over the weekend, where he talked about that Bitcoin is not really going to be a viable transaction mechanism, even if it can still be a good store of value. Does it need to be a good transaction currency in order to reach some of the heights that folks such as yourself have talked about?
I think Sam left off mention of the Lightning Network. It's pretty clear that Bitcoin's the future of money and Lightning is the future of payments. And if you're going to do payments and transactions high speed, you're going to need a base layer that's ethically sound, economically sound, and technically sound, and that's what Bitcoin is. But then billions and billions of transactions are going to go on a layer 2 like Lightning, which is an open, permissionless, ethical protocol. Or they're going to move on layer 3s like Cash App or PayPal or Apple Pay or Visa or MasterCard. Those are securities. They're companies that are custodians that are moving payments back and forth. So I don't know why Sam left that off, but it's pretty obvious to every Bitcoiner that payments are going to take place on layer 2s and layer 3s.
Is there a certain price target at which you would have to start liquidating some of those holdings?
No, we're in it for the long term. Our strategy is to buy Bitcoin and hold the Bitcoin. So there's no price target. I mean, I expect we'll be buying Bitcoin at the local top forever, and I expect Bitcoin's going to go into the millions. So we're very patient. We think it's the future of money.
So you don't sound like you have wavered whatsoever, Michael, as we have seen this downturn in price. Of course, we've seen downturns in price before. Is this one different at all? Is there any doubt in your mind when you watch the action that we've seen over the past few weeks?
I think that the entire crypto crash has made a couple of things clear. First of all, there's one perfect thing, that's Bitcoin. That's a decentralized, ethically sound, technically sound, economically sound money. There's a bunch of imperfect things. There's the stable coin, the USD, Circle and Tethers and BUSD and et cetera. Everybody wants a stable US dollar. They're struggling with how to do it in a compliant fashion with transparency. Then there's a lot of dangerous things. There's 19,000 dangerous things. It's basically all the unregistered security crypto networks running on proof of stake that have active management, project management teams, that have ICOs, that have some centralization in them. And Luna and UST was an example of one of those crypto security tokens that was mismanaged, and it blew up. And what's going to happen is an entire generation of crypto people are going to get educated on why Bitcoin is the superior asset. And then a bunch of regulators are going to accelerate their regulation of stable coins and accelerate their regulation of the crypto security tokens. And the winner of that entire exercise is Bitcoin, because once people figure out why Bitcoin is superior to everything else, then the institutions are going to come in with large sums of money. And we're not going to have to struggle through this mess of explaining why we're different than 19,000 other crypto tokens. We wouldn't invest in an unregistered security. So 99.9% of everything in the crypto space is an unregistered security. And I might invest in a registered security one day. I mean, if you ask me would I buy Apple stock or Google stock after reading the 10K and 10Q disclosures, maybe, maybe not, but that's not our strategy, right? But I really don't think that any public company or public investor can invest in an unregistered security. That's venture capitalists. So no, we're not invested in it. It's pretty obvious that they're all unregistered securities. And I think the crypto industry hasn't really addressed that issue. That's the elephant in the room. And the Luna Terra meltdown has actually brought this to the forefront. And now I don't think people can ignore it.
Michael, there's been some stories recently. I think Fortune ran with this one. If Bitcoin falls below 21,000, there might be some form of margin call over at your company. What does that mean? Help us understand, like, what does happen if crypto continues to fall?
That's all FUD. Look, we started with $5 billion of unpledged collateral. We borrowed $200 million against it. So that's a loan to value of 4%. If Bitcoin fell 95% from that number, then we'd have to post additional collateral. people got their hands around the fact that we would adjust some collateral if Bitcoin ever got to 21,000, but it's really a non-issue whatsoever. You can think of it as like leverage of 1.04. If I was levered 10 to 1, we would have borrowed $50 billion against that collateral, but we borrowed 200 million. It's really it's a nothing issue.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available, and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Marco Stan, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Marco Stan.